Hi guys, how are we doing? So, we've had the equinox. How are you doing? It's been an interesting and revealing month for us, really. We've had a lot of things come to light that we hadn't known beforehand, and it's been quite trying and testing, but you know what? We're getting through it. So, I hope you guys are too, to be honest with you. So, the Earth Magic cards from Stephen D. Farmer today. Wasn't sure which ones to pick out, but TikTok told me these, so there we go. Okay, so let's see what this week has in store for us as we speed towards April. Don't forget, if you're in the UK, you have Mother's Day next Sunday, the 30th. Okay, so let's see what we've got this week. So we have Nurturing Gaia. Now this, to me, carries on from last week because we had a lot of it last week, didn't we? Whereby we were supposed to take a breath and be still and that sort of thing. And this one to me is saying, do you know what? Actually, yes, self-care is essential, but do you know what? So are boundaries. And you need to be able to put boundaries into place and do so lovingly, but firmly. I'm just saying, do you know what? I can't do this anymore. This has got to stop. So being able to do that is a huge form of self-care. And it's something not a lot of us do. I mean, you know, if you think we don't do it at work, we don't do it in our relationships, we don't do it with our kids, we really should do. We really should start doing this a lot more often. And it's just something that needs to be done, because without that, your self-care is going to get trampled on again and again and again, because somebody's going to put a toe over the line, or somebody's going to push some limit or other, and you're going to let them get away with it. And we need to stop doing that. We need to be firm in our boundaries and say, right, do you know what? This far, fine, no further. That's the end of that one. So we have fire and passion here. So what is it that lights a fire inside you? I get the feeling this is actually something fairly new. It's not something that has been going on for a long time, so it's not a hobby or something that you've been doing for a while. This is something new that is going to come along sometime soon, probably this week, maybe next week. But it's going to ignite a fire in you, ignite a passion in you that actually you'd forgotten you had. You couldn't even remember existed. It's been that long since this particular thing has been kindled in you. And perhaps it's to do with the boundaries. Perhaps it's to do with us going, do you know what, no further. And that could be the same in our hobbies as well. Do you know what, we draw a line under that one. We're not doing that anymore. We're moving on to something else. And that something else is going to literally ignite in you. And it's going to ignite a passion that you probably didn't realise you still had, to be fair. You probably didn't even realise it was still there. But it is, and it's big, and you need to nurture these things. Otherwise, they're going to consume you. Okay, and the third card, if I can pick it up. Autumnal equinox release. So here in the Northern Hemisphere, we just had the spring equinox. Obviously, in the Southern Hemisphere, you've just had the autumn equinox. I can never remember which one's the vernal equinox. Is that the autumn one? Somebody let me know in the comments below, please, because my brain is not working today. So there's a lot of oranges going on here, isn't there? I mean, there's a sort of yellows and oranges going on in this card. And then, of course, you've got the fire. And then you've got the colour of the leaves here, the autumn leaves. So this is a lot of solar plexus and sacral energy that is going on here. For those of you who do Kundalini awakening, you know, we have the fire. And it's all in that sort of area. If you do Tai Chi, it's called your Dantian. It is all in that sort of area. And it's all to do with how you perceive yourself and how you think others perceive you. And going back to this one with your nurturing boundaries, it's actually going to give people a lot more respect for you, for seeing you going, do you know what? That's, yeah, okay, I can honour that boundary. And that's going to give you a form of release from something that's been holding you back in the past. It's one of those, it's breaking the chains. There's a lot of this going on at the moment, isn't there? The breaking the chains, the stepping free, the stepping into yourself, being your true self. It's all coming out at the moment. And this is because we've had the full moons and the new moons and the portals and the equinox and various things. So with it being the autumnal equinox and we've just had the spring equinox, I want to say it's not going to happen for 6 months. But a part of me is saying, do you know what? It's the autumn equinox in the southern hemisphere, so it doesn't actually matter. It's still an equinox. It's still the equinox energy. So it's one of those, do you know what? You need to find your equilibrium. Again, we're coming back to equilibrium, aren't we? So many times I say this in readings. You need to find your balance, and that's what an equinox is all about. It is about balance. So finding your passion, but keeping your boundaries in place at the same time, and nurturing yourself, nurturing your inner child, nurturing your inner scared whoever or whatever. You know, you can be in a scared teapot for all I know. It doesn't matter. You need to set the boundaries so that it stops controlling you. And it's good that we react in certain ways, but perhaps we need to look at how we are reacting and why we are reacting and whether or not it is still an ongoing thing that we are reacting to or something that's happened in the past. Again, we are releasing here. We are letting things go. And hanging on to the past, yes, okay, it has made us the person we are today. And for that, we do need to be thankful. But we also need to forgive ourselves for accepting what we did in the past. And now we have the strength to turn around and go, do you know what? No more. I can't take this anymore. This is enough. And if other people can't accept that, they need to not be in your life anymore because they are not conducive to your growing and your healing and things like this. You need to work on yourself. And it's not selfish. You know, you do have to put yourself first. Otherwise, there's going to be nothing left. And it's just going to be such a waste to the world if that happens. Okay, guys, that's all I'm getting for now. I will see you next week where we will be literally on the final day of March. So have a good one, guys. Drop me a line, leave me some feedback, comment, like, subscribe, whatever it tells you to do. Without going over your boundaries, of course. And I will see you next week. Bye for now.